Our tricep press ups are a strength move for the back of the arms for those triceps. We're also slightly going to be using the front of the shoulder and a little bit of the chest as well for this movement. So set up for this movement, you want to come down onto the floor and you want to be laying down on your side. Whatever side you're laying on, the opposite arm is going to be the one that is working, so the one that is up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to start on my left side and my right arm is going to be doing that work. I'm going to lay down flat here. I'm going to have my legs extended out fairly straight, just a slight bend in them in order to provide a little more support on the floor. I'm going to bring my right hand and I'm going to place it right close to my left armpit right here, right next to the front of my body. I'm then going to take my left hand and I can either put it on my shoulder like I did in that demonstration, that'll be a little tougher, or I'm going to extend it on out here, laying it flat on the floor, and what it can do is it can help me press up a little bit with that right arm doing most of the work. So this is going to be a little easier. This can be a good starting point here, and once you get comfortable and strong enough with this movement, you can bring that hand on up onto that shoulder. What I'm going to do is, keeping the lower portion of my body on the floor, I'm going to use my right hand to extend my body on up here, extend nice and straight as high as I can get that torso up off the floor, and then I'm going to control it right back on down. So like I said, with that left hand extended, you can kind of use it to kind of help press yourself up a little bit and then help control your body back down. However, you want to use it as little as possible. Try to make that right arm do as much of the work here. Once you get to where you can do it without using this arm for help, place it up on that shoulder. Same movement. Pressing that upper body up, squeezing the back of the arm as you extend at the top, and then controlling it back down. Biggest things for this movement, just make sure you're getting a proper setup. We're making sure that that hand is nice and close in. We're not having it way out here. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to press yourself up. We need to have it all the way right up in that left armpit for the most part. Then start off, like I said, with that hand extended to help, in order to get comfortable with that movement. And then once you get more comfortable, you can bring it up onto the shoulder. So last thing on this, make sure that the torso is the only thing that's moving. We're not trying to lift the whole body up off the ground. We're simply trying to lift the torso up as we extend that arm. Try to get full range of motion, coming up all the way, extending that arm as best you can, and then controlling it back down. This can be a tough movement. It does require a lot of strength in the tricep. So don't be afraid, like I said, to use that other hand to kind of help press you up until you build up the strength in that arm in order to get all the way up without using the other hand here. Last thing to remember, like I said, bring that hand in nice and close, but also keep that body in close to that arm here, and I'll show you from a top-down view. You can see that I'm really close in with that hand as I press up, and I'm keeping close in as I lower back down. I'm not pressing up and then kind of falling back like this to where I have that big gap. That's going to be harder on the shoulder, and it's going to be harder to perform that movement. So stay in nice and close to that hand so that when you get back down to the bottom, that hand is right in that left armpit in order to have the optimal positioning for extending the arm. Start off with that other hand for help, get comfortable with that movement, and then start progressing up onto where you're using just that right arm as much as possible.